Hey guys, I just wanted to show you guys a few quick Google Classroom tutorials. I'm setting up for the new semester, so I thought I would record it and just kind of show some people how I do it. So to create your first class, I have some in here that I've already done, but you go to this little plus and see where it says create or join a class. You click there to create your class. If you want to create it completely from scratch, you hit create class. I'm going to show you how to copy a class in just a second. This is the way I name mine just to keep them in conventions. I name them by the period and then the quarter underscore the year. Oops, almost made it 19. This just helps me keep track of them. And when I switch them over, because I get new students every quarter, so I make a whole new classroom set every quarter. I'll change the name to old in front of second period right here and archive it. That way I can look through different quarters for my different assignments if I want to copy them later. So this section I'm going to put in is second period, third quarter. You don't have to do this. It just helps me later. The subject for the class that we're going to create is economics. And of course, you're going to put in whatever you teach. A lot of times they'll pop up. If they don't pop up, it's okay. You can just type it out and it'll stay. And then you hit create. Apparently my Wi-Fi is a little slow. Okay. So this is a front page and this is a stream, and everything that you post on here is going to come up. My students have a hard time like differentiating between the different assignments, and I want them to go into classwork so I can organize them by topic. So what I do is I go to settings and I delete everything from the stream. So this is where you can control kind of how your classroom looks. This right here is your classroom code, which is what students are going to use to log on. I sync mine with my learning management system. So if you're in the same district as me, we can sync with Synergy. And I'll do a different tutorial on how to do that once the gradebook is open. So right here is stream. Students can post and comment. If you want to use Google Classroom as a collaborative space, that is a great thing to have on there. I teach continuation, so I don't do that. But we have other ways to collaborate. I do let them comment so that when I'm out or things like that, they can comment and say, hey, this link isn't working or something like that, and I can fix it from where I'm at. It's just a real quick way to communicate with the kids, but I don't like them to be able to create their own post. It's just me. It's weird. I need to get over it. But so I changed that to students can only comment. Then classwork on the stream. There's three different actual settings. I use hide notifications so that nothing is on there. If you put show attachments and details, it'll show all of the attachments and who's turned in and who hasn't, which is what I was using for a long time. But again, I like the students to go to the section where I've sorted it. So I keep it on hide notifications. I can still post to them like an announcement. And so the stream just becomes announcements, and assignments aren't on there at all. It's on Classroom. And I prefer that. The show deleted items, that's just so you can see the items that you've deleted. I usually use that unchecked because I just do. Guardian summaries, I always leave on. I try to get emails from my students' parents to send them just kind of a quick summary of what is going on. I'm going to move this so you guys can see this over here. Okay. Now, grading. If you're using Google Classroom's gradebook, this is really easy. If you're not, then I wouldn't really worry about this. I would just leave it as no overall grade. However, I do total points because that's just the way I do my classroom. I let them see their overall grade. You can change it if you'd like. And I set it up by categories. Now in economics, I have a couple different category points. So I have weekly totals. So they have a planner and a quote of the day. Oops. And those are worth 10 points a week. So we'll keep that. I also have assignments. Most of my assignments are around 10 points each. So I just have this keyed in, and when I create the assignment, I can just put assignments and it changes the points. Projects I usually keep to around 25 points each. So I just have those automatically set in there, and they save, and I can put them in. It just saves me time. So that is how I set up my Google Classrooms in settings. If you want to change the little top heading picture, I usually try to keep my econ classes in a green theme, but two different ones so that I can recognize them quickly. Move my little face over here again. So these are just some general school ones. If you teach English or history, I tend to put mine in these general areas, but not always. Sometimes I like a math one for my econ classes. It just depends on what you're looking for. You can find all kinds of things in here. Different pictures, different colors, and things like that for whatever you're suited. There's my little green one that I use for econ a lot. And once you change that, the whole thing will change. Up here in your, you'll have your classes arranged. If you want to change the order of them, I like to change them from first period, second period. It's just a drag and drop. Click it and go over there. And so I'll add my fourth and fifth and that sort of thing. Now, if you want to create a class that has similar settings to one you've already created, like I teach 2 periods of econ. Now I'm going to go over here to my econ class. I'm going to click on this little dot and I'm going to hit copy. Now it's going to set up a whole nother class that has very similar settings to the first one. So I just have to change these to the different periods. And it makes you redo your room, which I don't quite understand, but now it's going to set up this class. I'm going to show you what settings transfer and which ones don't. If I had assignments in that class, I would also transfer the assignments over as drafts, but I like to start fresh. So we're going to go in here to the settings for this class. We'll open it up. Okay. So all of that transfers over. This is the code for this one. It's a different code. Each one of your classrooms will have different codes. Now for this general stuff, you have to reset it. This one doesn't copy over, so you have to change it to your settings that you would like. But down here on the grading, this does transfer over. So you don't have to reset that each time. If you have the same grading policy for each one of your classes, you can just copy, and it just saves you some time. Okay, thank you very much. If you have any questions, hit me up on email or comments.